here to share with you a little review I had in 3 days on a research paper that was studied over a period of 30 years. Alright, so my study basically captures the introduction or the topic as being a study on rainfall patterns of 5 selected locations in Ghana, using the Markov Chain model as our mathematical system for analysis. Now, I'll run you through my outline. So my presentation will have the introduction, the aim, objectives, we'll have the methodology, discussion of results, and then conclusion. Subsequently, I'll also mention some few recommendations that were made after the study. Right, so let's think about today's devil, as we all know, where we find ourselves in relation to our environment, in relation to our everyday life. We have climate change almost killing us. If not aggressively, gradually, we are feeling the effect of climate change. So the interest of wanting to study climate change is as a result of it being so fast and going on the extreme end. And then the effect of climate change, we can look at it to be the change, to have an effect on rainfall. So rainfall patterns are also changing globally. Middle East is experiencing funny rainfall trends. Africa is experiencing the same. And then I can skew that down to Ghana, which is my main interest here. And Ghana also has its economy largely dependent on agriculture. So rainfall on my right hand, agriculture here. You know, you can't do agriculture without rainfall. So the main reason why we have this to be an interest for study. Subsequently, we also have the Markov chain, which I mentioned earlier, to be the mathematical model to analyze our statistical data. When we look at the little sentence here, it says Markov chain model was adapted to estimate and analyze the transition probabilities between states of successive time. The transition, I'm basically referring to an event occurring or not occurring. In my research, I have introduced them to be on rainfall. So it is either raining or it is not raining. It is either wet or it is dry. Okay. The main aim of our research was to model rainfall patterns using rainfall data that was gathered from the Meteorological Department of Ghana between the 1980 and 2010. This period is spans of about 30 years, no, precisely 30 years, to determine the rainy or dry seasons in 5 selected locations in Ghana. And these locations are Cape Coast, Akuse, Keta, Accra, and Akachi. There's something unique about these locations. They all lie on the coastal belt of Ghana. If we look at rainfall, and in Ghana, we only have 2 seasons. We either have the dry or the wet season. I'm not sure if we had our study in the northern part of Ghana, we would have relevant rainfall data because it's always dry there or we have less rainfall. That's the reason why we had our study along the coastal area of Ghana. I'll show you the geographical picture so you can see where they lie on the map. Now, objectives were to model rainfall patterns in the 5 selected locations using Markov chain, and we also want to determine the positions of rain or dry seasons within the 30-year period. We also want to make recommendations after our studies for agricultural and commercial applications in areas selected for the research. Now, if we have people who are interested in investing in a specific area, maybe in Cape Coast, our results or the analysis of our research could advise them on where exactly to go. If Cape Coast is not a place for much rain, then you don't take your business there. Or maybe you can consider another location based on the feedback from this result. Yeah, so this is the geographical locations. The picture is a bit blurred, the windows are open, but bear with me. All these red marks are the locations, the 5 locations I mentioned. This is the Gulf of Guinea. Right, so we can see Cape Coast being here, Accra also being here. We have Keta here. These are the 2 guys, Akuse and Akachi. They are in the Volta region, but they also have the Gulf of Guinea extending there. They have the sea there, actually. So it's probable for rainfall study or rainfall data collection. Right. Now, my methodology as I indicated in my topic, we are using the Markov chain for the mathematical or the statistical analysis of the data gathered. So I want to give you guys an overview, a basic concept about Markov, and then we'll align this basic concept to what the researchers did and see how we can discuss the results. So Markov chain is defined as a mathematical model that undergoes transition from one state to another in a chain-like manner. We can also look at it in another perspective to be a mathematical model that combines probability and matrices to analyze stochastic processes which consist of a sequence of trials that satisfy certain conditions. Now, the last or the second definition, if we see probability there, I just want to align everything to rainfall, right? That's what I'm interested in here. So it's either raining or it's not raining. So that's the probability, yes or no, 1 or 0, right? And then the matrices, subsequently I'll also take you to the board and then we'll do some little math. I know you guys want to see the math, so I have some few things to write on the board. I'll show you the transition matrix, and then we have this whole idea geared towards the analysis of a stochastic process. All right, so let's see this mathematical expression here. Right. This expression here is quite simple, and I want you all to just maybe just think along with me. We have it to be the probability of the process of transition. So when we look at the expression, the transition from state I, to state J, at a given time n,